Hey guys, remember in my last review when I said that when reviewing DLC, I wouldn't score anything? Well, we got there pretty fast. Alright, for those who don't know, I loved Batman Arkham City. If you haven't seen it already, check out my 14-minute review. It's the only game I've ever given a perfect 10 out of 10. So, Harley's Revenge.
A lot of reviewers have been saying that this DLC is an awesome way to be brought back to Arkham City, but that's not the case for me. Ask my friends on PSN, I'm still popping in Arkham City in my PS3 to chip away at that challenge mode. How's that going? Well, Batman's entirely complete. I only have that last stealth campaign left for Catwoman, but boy is it fucking ulcer-inducing, and I'm about halfway through with both Robin and Nightwing. So as you can clearly see, I didn't exactly need a reason to play Arkham City again. But even I shit bricks when I heard about this. The premise was epic. Harley is seeking revenge on Batman for, spoiler alert, coming up in
fact, to be perfectly honest, this whole review is going to be spoiling the ending of Arkham City. Sorry, I'm even going to spoil a couple Easter eggs here and there. You might as well, if you haven't played the game, turn the review off. Then go play Arkham City.
Needless to say, Joker's dead. Harley's gone freaking nuts, and now Batman has been captured. Robin comes in to save him, have a nice 2 hours. Now, Robin was never a challenge room favorite of mine. He's easily the second best in stealth, but he's my least favorite in combat. Sorry, but that's just my opinion. But don't worry, once you get over the fact that he's the slowest of the four, you still really grow to like him, and I love those snap flashes. And Batman sees some action as well. So how is this DLC? Well, let's cover the plot first, especially since that was what I was most excited for. Well, I'll say this, guys, bear with me throughout this review. But, in some ways, this has got to be one of the biggest disappointments I've faced in a long time. I mean, my god. You think Robin's going to have a long odyssey in finding Batman? Nope. In almost no time, he comes across the utility belt, and after a quick flashback with Batman, he almost immediately comes across the Caped Crusader himself. A quick little boss fight with Harley Quinn, and Batman's free, and it's time for the climax. How about Batman himself? How's he doing after the events of the last game? Well, they certainly talk quite a bit about how Batman's depressed, and to Conroy's credit, Batman does sound noticeably different and kinda broken.
Give me the code.
But hey, why actually go into the subject? I mean, it's not as though fans of the original game anxiously forked over $10 for any closure, and the ending can go piss up a rope. It sucks. I know a lot of people will argue that it makes you ask questions for what the next game will be like. My response is that I already had a crap ton of questions, like that pregnancy test. And there is another Easter egg continuing that mini-story arc. And I'm not alone in saying that was a ginormous cop-out. Although, I'm proud to say that I found it all by myself. And on a more positive note, there are a couple really good scenes with Harley when you're sneaking around as Robin and hearing her mourn over Joker. That was really good stuff. But otherwise, the story was nowhere near as good as I expected, and it was sort of the selling point for this. So, when I beat this game, I kinda regretted spending $10 for it. And you know how everybody is saying that it's a 2-hour thing? Well, try 90 minutes instead. So, bottom line, when I first played through it, I found it to be quite forgettable.
But then I played through it a second time. I mean, what else was I gonna do? Study for finals?
In my second playthrough, I began to realize that these were some really awesome missions. I loved flying all around the steel mill as Batman interrogating thugs, and the stealth boss battle with Harley was pretty awesome. And come on, this is still the awesome gameplay of Arkham City I know and love. And as much as I am still definitely willing to rock the challenge mode, there really is nothing like an actual objective and story tying all the gameplay together. I also respect Rocksteady for not entirely reusing locations. You'll be flying throughout the outside of the steel mill a bit, but once you're inside, you're in for some new and interesting layouts. The Harley Quinn stealth area is so good that I actually hope they bring it to the challenge room. To summarize how I feel about Harley's Revenge, I should just turn off my microphone right now, stop talking about the game, and wait a couple of years before giving you my final opinion. That's how this game left me, and that sucked. But in all seriousness, I don't really recommend spending $10 for this game when you can get both Nightwing and Robin for $14, and now add a good 20 hours to this experience. Its main selling point didn't do it for me at all, and after an hour and a half, you'll probably be done, collectible balloons or not. But I will admit that the missions were some of the best in the series, and it's more Arkham City. I guess I might as well rate this game after all. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Don't blow the last of your PSN wallet or Microsoft points on this, but if you really want some more Arkham City, you may be somewhat pleased. And to the people who love the DLC and are a bit angry with me right now, I think we can all agree that Arkham City is still dice shit, and I am so pumped for the next game. Bring it on, Rocksteady.